This is the TI-89 graphing calculator. This calculator came out in 1998, so it's a contemporary of the TI-83 and 83 Plus. Those came out in 96 and 99 respectively. This is actually a more advanced calculator than that line. This calculator includes something called CAS, Computer Algebraic System. But it does have a design flaw that it shares with the TI-83 Plus that can cause this to fail. So if you have one of these calculators and it simply will not turn on, then you might have this problem. We'll turn the calculator over. The problem is you cannot get current from the batteries to the system board, and the problem is there's a poor contact between the back cover and the front cover. In order to determine if you have this problem, you'll need a voltmeter. I can take a voltmeter and I can touch it to the terminals here and here, and I can measure the sum total voltage of the four batteries, which in this case is 6.0 volts. But it so happens that there are two holes right here. This is where the hinges go for your back. You know, they connect here and here. But that creates two holes in the case. And beneath these holes, there are two copper contacts that you can reach with your voltmeter probes. You can take the probes of your voltmeter and you can place them through these holes. And as you can see, 6 volts here. And that means that you are making contact to the main board. If you were not reading 6 volts at that point, then you probably have lost contact between the batteries and the main board. And we'll show you how to fix that. First, we have to take the calculator apart, and that's going to require a small Phillips head screwdriver and a T6 Torx screwdriver. A small flathead screwdriver might also be helpful in prying the case apart. The first thing we will do is remove our 4 AAA batteries. Next, we will remove this small Phillips head screw. And I'm using a number 0 Phillips head screwdriver. Now, when you remove this screw, it removes this cover, which is covering this coin battery. The purpose of this battery is to keep the memory alive when the main batteries have been removed. This is a CR1616 battery. You don't need to remove the battery, but you do need to remove this screw because that is holding the front and back covers together. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 T6 Torx screws, and we will use our T6 Torx screwdriver to remove them. We'll do that now. Now, with the 1 Phillips head and the 6 Torx screws removed, we can now pry the back off of the front. And there are clips located right about here, right about here, and one on the top right about there. I warn you, it's pretty tight. Okay, it is kind of hard to get those things to get this thing to pop open. All right. Now, these are those contacts that we were touching when we were, going through these openings here and here. That's what our voltmeter was touching right here and here. Now on the back cover, this is where our 4 batteries are, and these are the contacts that come from the back cover. These 2 contacts come in contact with these 2 contacts on the main board side. As you can see, there are some dark spots here. That's where these contacts have actually worn away copper. The copper on this side really is paper thin, and these contacts are unfortunately very narrow and sharp, and they have a way of just sort of over time wearing away that copper. If it wears away enough of it, it will lose contact, and you will no longer be able to get power to the board, and the calculator will fail. It will simply not turn on at all. The fix is simple. All you have to do is take these contacts and just bend them a little bit. Bend them one way or the other. Get maybe a pair of pliers on there, and just kind of grip it and just sort of twist it one way or the other until it lands on good metal. And that will reestablish electrical continuity, and that'll fix your calculator. The TI-89 is a relatively rare calculator. Most people opted for the cheaper TI-83 Plus. They sold many of these calculators, and they are actually still in production and still being sold. The TI-89 was subsequently replaced by the TI-89 Titanium, and then really the Nspire series. Anyway, I have seen this failure in several of these calculators because it has the very same problem. Here is the main board of the TI-89, and you can see the damage on those contacts. Here's the main board of the TI-83 Plus, and you can see that damage on these contacts. Okay, in both cases, we've got these very poorly designed contacts that have a tendency to dig into that copper and wear it away. I have made a separate video about repairing this problem in the TI-83 Plus, and I go into a little bit more detail on that one. In summary, if you have a TI-89 calculator and it will not turn on, the problem may be that the copper contacts on the system board have been worn away by the contacts on the back cover. The simple way to determine if you have this contact problem is to take a voltmeter, place the probes through the holes that were made for the battery cover hinges, touch those contacts and see if you have voltage. If you have voltage, then you're good. If you don't have voltage, then you probably have bad contacts. The simple fix is to bend these contacts such that they land on good metal and reestablish electrical continuity. This is a nice simple fix to bring your TI-89 calculator back to life.